I have here for you today my top 10 LATTAFA fragrances. Now I've got a bunch of LATTAFA fragrances and I've done a bunch of big lists in the past, but it's been a while since I've done a top 10, a really long while. And I've also picked up some fragrances in the past 6 months or so that wouldn't have been in the other videos that definitely belong to be here. Now these are in no particular order, but they are all fantastic. So we're going to dive into this list. Before we do, remember to subscribe to my channel. I've got videos coming out every day or two. Also, give the video a like if you end up liking it in the end, and let me know in the comments what would be your top picks for a list like this from LATTAFA. All right, let's go with some heavy hitters first. I love this fragrance. It is just my style. It is my kind of fragrance. So very good. I'm talking about this one right here, Artisan Ethnique. Apparently it is a Sugar Addict dupe. I've never smelled Sugar Addict, but I can tell you this one is a very spicy, aromatic, and quite dark, sweet vanilla fragrance. I think there might be some caramel in here as well, but it's a sweet gourmand fragrance, but with a lot of darkness, with some fresh, spicy, aromatic texture, and even some warm, spicy vibes. Super complex, very much a niche profile, and man, I absolutely love this. I don't know if it has any oud in here or not, but it definitely has that kind of a feel, that kind of a darkness and complexity, like it would have some sort of a high quality synthetic oud in here. So again, Artisan Ethnique by LATTAFA Pride. All right, next we'll go with one that's also a pretty new pickup. This one is a freshie. It's an alternative to Le Beau Paradise Garden. And this one is LATTAFA's Najdia Intense. And this one is similar to Le Beau, a kind of tropical sweet summer fragrance, but it's also got this saltiness. I think they just call it like a salt accord or something in the description. And then it's got this kind of a fruity, like a watery, almost melon fruitiness, and there is a very distinct green quality in this fragrance. So it's about 50% Le Beau and then about 50% kind of salty, aquatic, fruity, green aromatic. So a lot going on, but they just really did an excellent job capturing it. All I would say about this one is in the dry down, I think it has a little more mint going on than the original Paradise Garden, but it's still very close to the original. Again, Najdia Intense. Next up, we'll go with this one. I've talked a lot about this fragrance. I think it deserves it. I've got Le Male Elixir. I've got many of the Le Male fragrances. I've also got several other dupes of Le Male Elixir, and this one is my favorite. This is LATTAFA The Kingdom, and it is just gorgeous, sweet vanilla and mint with some tobacco and honey. So there is this warm textured tobacco and warm sweet honey, but then there's also this vanilla and mint and I think lavender, giving it this sweet aromatic opening. So very good, great performance. I mean, it's powerful projecting. It's easily 8 to 10 hours on my skin. Quite similar to the original. And there's some elements of this one I like even more than the original. Again, this is LATTAFA The Kingdom. Next up, this is one that I haven't talked about in quite a while. It's easy to forget about because it came out years ago and it's cheap. This one is LATTAFA Cassius, and it's a Parfums de Marly Carlisle alternative. So this is a dark patchouli vanilla fragrance. I mean, dark, mysterious, sexy, and spicy vanilla patchouli. You have to be able to, you have to like patchouli. Even if you have smelled Mancera red tobacco and you said, oh, I like that, but it's a little too intense, Carlisle is usually the go-to alternative, and this one is very similar to Carlisle. Not anywhere near the quality, of course, but the fragrance profile is pretty much spot on. Definitely as close as you're gonna get for the mid $20 price range. I love this stuff. I've worn it a lot. Again, Cassius from the Maison Alhambra subhouse of LATTAFA. This one right here is a new pickup and it is so very good. This one is an alternative to By Kilian Smoking Hot. This is LATTAFA Mashrabia. And this is a tobacco fragrance, but it's got this powerful sweet fruitiness in the opening. There's this sweet red apple. There's a certain kind of tart, kind of tart sweet fruitiness that almost reminds me of cherry or something in the opening as well. Then you go down into tobacco and spice, and there's a good bit of spice, like some cinnamon or some other kind of hot spiciness like that. And then there's tobacco and smoke. Now, I don't get a lot of smoke from this fragrance. I also don't get a lot of smoke from the other dupe that I have of smoking hot, so that might be something, you know, that's just the deal with this DNA. But I can tell you this stuff smells very good. It's got good performance, and one that I think once more people know about, more people are going to be talking about. Again, LATTAFA Mashrabia. All right, here's one that came out and got a good bit of hype because it's pretty much an original fragrance from LATTAFA, and it is so very good. There's some things about this one that I like in the same way that I like LATTAFA Pride Artisan Ethnique. I'm talking about Badi Al Oud Honor and Glory. This is a vanilla creme brulee fragrance with kind of some woods and saffron in the base and a good bit of other fresh spicy and warm spicy notes. So it's a spicy, woody vanilla fragrance with that creme brulee as well, that, you know, creamy kind of warm gourmand sweetness. It is a sweet fragrance, but it's also a spicy fragrance. Love this stuff. Honor and Glory. Around in the bin, we're coming down to the last four. These are not in any kind of an order. This one is really good. Apparently this one is a dupe of Celine's Black Tie, which I've never smelled. This one is LATTAFA His Confession. Look at that bust on top of this bottle. What a strange design, but LATTAFA do that. So this one is an iris and orris vanilla fragrance. A lot of vanilla. It's a powdery fragrance, that kind of orris or orris root kind of powderiness with some discernible lipsticky iris accord as well, but a lot of vanilla, kind of a soft vanilla. This is going to remind you of something a little bit like Valentino Uomo Intense, or even a little bit more like Nishane 100 Silent Ways. Really good stuff. Definitely unisex, as most iris vanilla fragrances would be, but I really like it. LATTAFA His Confession. This one's an oldie but a goodie. And man, I love this stuff. I think this one has actually, a lot of the ones in this bottle have been rebranded, so I might have to check and put that on the screen. But this one's an alternative to Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille. I have worn so much of this fragrance, about over a third. I don't know how well you can see that, but this is Tobacco Touch. And it is this warm, rich, spicy vanilla tobacco fragrance. You know, one of the spiciest fragrance DNAs in existence, I would say. It's like black pepper and clove and cinnamon, this very kind of, you know, spiky, hot, spicy bed of spices with wonderful dark sweet vanilla and some rich tobacco. I love the DNA. I've got a number of different versions of it, and this one's probably still the best one that I have as far as a dupe. I do not have the original, and so again, Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille alternative, Tobacco Touch. Just two more. These are both beastly. These next two are just run for the hills strong. This one is an alternative to Orto Parisi Mega Mare. This is LATTAFA Atlas. And man, if I thought that Paradise Garden or Najdia Intense was salty, this one is a salt bomb. It's a salty, aquatic, musky fragrance with some citrus. And it is just, it's a very unusual kind of a fragrance. When you take the lid off, it plays a song for you. And man, it's so strong and it is so unique. Musky, salty, aquatic, a little bit of some citrus. There is a certain kind of aromatic feel to this as well. It's a very good fragrance. It's not for everybody, and it's one that I could, whenever it was warm, I could really only wear it once every couple weeks. but I'm glad I have it in my collection, and I will definitely be wearing it again when it warms up. Again, LATTAFA Atlas. Great presentation on this one too. And finally, an OG. This one is beast mode in every sense of the word. My wife loves this fragrance. It's been a crowd pleaser, and there's a reason why so many people love it. This is LATTAFA Camera. It is an alternative to Angel's Share by Kilian. There's some other fragrances it's been compared to as well, but you can tell by looking at the bottle, they were definitely telegraphing that this was intended to be a twist on Angel's Share, and it is a, you know, somewhat boozy, rich, warm, ambery, kind of tonka bean, spicy fragrance. There's also a dates note, giving it a dense sweetness that's a little different from Angel's Share itself. Cinnamon, I think cardamom, so quite spicy as well. And it is loud, it's powerful, it is very long lasting. Again, LATTAFA Camera. Still one of their best fragrances in my opinion. So that has been 10 of my favorite, and I would say 10 of the best LATTAFA fragrances. Let me know down below what would be maybe your top 2 or 3. Also, remember to subscribe if you haven't done that, and like the video if you liked the video. I'm Justin, this is Sillage Scents.